Hi friends, good morning. This is Dr. Harinath Reddy, Director Shankaran IAS Study Circle. Today we will take up discussion on one more important topic relating to the state of Andhra Pradesh. Dear friends, most of you are aware of the recent judgment of Andhra Pradesh High Court with respect to compulsory English medium education in the schools from class 1 to 6. So we will discuss the judgment of Andhra Pradesh High Court with respect to compulsory English medium education in the schools of Andhra Pradesh, all categories of schools in the state of Andhra Pradesh, and also the constitutional validity of this move by the government of Andhra Pradesh. So what are the different arguments about the constitutional invalidity of this particular move? There are arguments that this is against 1982 Andhra Pradesh State Education Act. There were also arguments that it is against Right to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009. There were arguments that it is against the rules framed under Right to Education Act 2009. There were also arguments that it is against the rules framed under Right to Education Act by the state government. And there are also arguments that it is against a number of provisions under the Indian Constitution. So let's see that in detail. And my guess is probably this particular topic may appear in the APPSC Group 1 Mains exam even for general essay. So this topic has got the potential to appear in the general essay paper. So I request all the friends to give greater attention to the debate, discussion and arguments, counter arguments with respect to this particular topic relating to compulsory English medium education. Then if you see, after Jagan Mohan Reddy government came to power, he had this plan of introducing English medium. Initially, the idea is to introduce English medium from class 1 to 8 from the academic year 2020-21. But with a lot of resistance coming from the opposition, he made up his mind to implement compulsory English medium from class 1 to 6. From class 1 to 6 initially in the academic year 2020-21. Subsequently, from the next academic year of 2021-22, every succeeding class will be, that means from 7th standard 2021-22, 8th standard 2022-23, 9th standard 2023-24, like this. In every successive year, he planned to introduce English medium in the next higher standard of education, And then, as part of this introducing English medium education in all categories of schools as a compulsory one, he made preparations to prepare bridge courses for the students, and also the teachers also needed special training to make a switchover from Telugu medium to English medium. When this is being done by the government of Andhra Pradesh, many public interest litigations were filed before the Andhra Pradesh High Court. So, one of the cases was filed by Guntupalli Srinivas versus State of Andhra Pradesh. This is the case. The case is known as Guntupalli Srinivas versus the State of Andhra Pradesh. This is one case which went before the Andhra Pradesh High Court. So the legality of the decision taken by government of Andhra Pradesh was questioned by Andhra Pradesh High Court in December itself. Then what is the controversy all about? See, the decision to make English medium instruction compulsory, mandatory, has led to widespread debates in the Telugu speaking states about the harmful consequences of such a move on the preservation of the Telugu language. And there were two arguments with respect to this one. One argument is, even the poorest of the poor wanted to get their children educated in English medium in the private schools. But as many of such poor people cannot afford English medium education in the private schools, they were compelled and forced to get educated in Telugu medium in the government schools. So there is one argument on the basis of the inputs taken from the parents of the students. The government says more than 90% of the parents, they are in favor of English medium education in the government schools. But the counter argument is a child feels more comfortable by learning in his mother tongue at a tender age when he is in the primary school from class 1 to 6. When English medium education is forced on children of such an age group, they may drop out from the school because of difficulty in complying with English medium. This will do more damage to the kids rather than the good for the kids. This is one more argument. But see, those who are economically better off will almost prefer sending their children to a private school in English medium. So given the forces of globalization and the competitiveness among several countries, a kid who gets educated in English medium in private schools will have far more chances of getting employed in better positions with a decent wage or with a decent salary. And this is almost unanimously accepted by most of the people in the society. But as I told you, there were counter arguments. So a section of Dalit community, they argue that access to English medium is a step towards increased opportunities for children from socio-economically disadvantaged communities, bringing them closer to a level playing field with students from private English medium schools. So unfortunately, the Minister of Education comes from Dalit community. So a section of people from Dalit community, they believe that English medium education, even in the government schools, will greatly help them to get economic mobility from the situation where they are now. And then, as I told you earlier, initially the idea was to introduce English medium education from class 1 to 8 in all government schools from the academic year 2020-21. But because of opposition from the opposition political parties, a decision was taken to introduce English medium from class 1 to 6 in all the government schools for the academic year 2020-21. And as a part of this, government 2 GOs were issued by the government of Andhra Pradesh. And these government orders were challenged before the Andhra Pradesh State High Court. And then what are the arguments for challenging the legality of introducing English medium education compulsorily in the government schools? One argument is this is against the Right to Education Act 2009, which came into implementation from April 1, 2010. And how is it a violation of Right to Education Act 2009? If you see the provisions of Right to Education Act 2009, there is one section, section 29(2)(f). Section 29(2)(f), section 29 class 2 subclass F, it says that elementary education from class 1 to 8 for the children in the age group of 6 to 14 years as far as practicable shall be given in the mother tongue. That's what the legislation says. That's what the legislation says. But the counter argument made by the government is, in a number of cases which went before the Supreme Court interpreted section 29 class 2 subclass F, saying that the expression used as far as practicable means it is directory and it is not binding on the state governments, which means the state governments had a discretion to deviate from section 29 class 2 subclass F. This is one interpretation which is made by the Supreme Court of India. Then the Andhra Pradesh High Court says that if you see, since independence, a number of committees were appointed from time to time on education, and they said that education at early childhood, especially primary, upper primary, elementary, must be imparted in the mother tongue, because the kid may relate what he learns to the real environment around him, and so the learning outcomes will be better. So the High Court made an argument that a number of committee reports and even the National Policy on Education of 1968, they say that education at primary, upper primary or at elementary level shall be in the mother tongue. So the recent decision by Government of Andhra Pradesh will be against the National Policy on Education 1968, and it will be also against the recommendations of a number of committees on that particular issue. And it also makes an argument that it is against Right to Education Act 2009. In addition to this, there is one more argument made by the people who are against compulsory English medium education. There is one rule of the Central Right to Education Act Rules 2010. So in this one there is one rule, Rule 24, Rule 23. Rule 23 of the Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Rules 2020. Here the matter is very simple. The rules which are framed under Right to Education Act 2009 were done in 2010. They are known by the following name: Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Rules 2010. They are framed by the central government. So in that there is one rule, Rule 23. It says that the medium of instruction shall be decided by the academic authority set up by the government, respective government. For example, in the state of Andhra Pradesh, SCERT, State Council for Education, Research and Training, is the academic authority notified by the state government for deciding the medium of instruction. So here the criticism is the government of Andhra Pradesh, without any recommendation from the academic authority, that is SCERT, State Council for Education, Research and Training, has unilaterally went ahead with introducing compulsory English medium education. So it is a violation of Rule 23 of Central Government 2010 rules. This is one more argument. In addition to this, there is one more argument. There is one article in the Indian Constitution, Article 19, Class 1, Subclass G. 19, Class 1, Subclass G. This article deals with the fundamental right to freedom of speech and expression. Fundamental right to freedom of speech and expression. Fundamental right to expression. I may express opting for a mother tongue at the elementary level or the primary level or the upper level or the upper primary level. That is my fundamental right to freedom of expression. Similarly, my kid will also have the fundamental right to freedom of expression, asking for his early education in the mother tongue. So the argument is the GOs issued by Government of Andhra Pradesh introducing compulsory English medium education is a violation of the fundamental right to freedom of expression guaranteed by Article 19, Class 1, Subclass G. This is one more argument. Remember, except for a few of the fundamental rights, most of the fundamental rights guaranteed by the Indian Constitution, they are not absolute. They are not unlimited. There could be reasonable restrictions. There could be reasonable restrictions on the fundamental rights in the larger public interest. But introducing compulsory English medium education by the state government, does it come under the larger public interest, which is an exemption for the fundamental rights, is yet to be decided by the Supreme Court. So this is one argument. It is against Article 19, Class 1, Subclass G, which guarantees fundamental right to freedom of expression. Then there is one more article, Article 30. Article 30 of the Indian Constitution guarantees that religious and linguistic minorities, they have an absolute fundamental right for establishing and administering educational institutions of their choice. Absolute means there can be no restriction, which means neither the central government nor any state government can compel minority educational institutions, whether linguistic or religious, to take up a policy of the government like the compulsory English medium education. This is one more argument. So the compulsory English medium education by the state government is against the fundamental right guaranteed by Article 30. Article 30 guarantees that all the religious and linguistic minorities, they have a fundamental right to establish and administer educational institutions of their choice. Now if you force these religious minority educational institutions to implement compulsory English medium education, that amounts to interference in their fundamental rights. So it is against the Constitution. That is one more argument. In addition to this, there is one more article called Article 350 capital A. So for the linguistic minorities in this country, in every state, they have a right to give instruction in the mother tongue at the primary level. But now the government GO says it shall be compulsorily in English medium. Of course, Urdu will be or Telugu will be a compulsory subject, but the entire education is not in Telugu medium or Urdu medium, but there will be a subject Telugu or Urdu as a compulsory subject, and other subjects have to be in English medium. So this is one more argument that the government orders issued by government of Andhra Pradesh providing for compulsory English medium education is also against Article 350A, which guarantees that the linguistic minorities in every state have a right to have instruction, that is medium of education in mother tongue. That's one more argument. It is not only that. If you remember, Right to Education Act 2009 was enacted by the Indian Parliament in 2009 under Article 21A. Article 21A guarantees fundamental right to elementary education for all the children in the age group of 6 to 14 years from class 1 to 8. If you see the history of this Article 21A, it became part of fundamental rights through the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act in 2002. So fundamental right to elementary education became part of 21A, and 21A itself became part of fundamental rights because of an amendment in 2002, that is the 86th Amendment. And what is the background for the 86th Amendment? There were two important judgments made by the Indian Supreme Court with respect to right to life and personal liberty. One judgment, Mohini Jain versus State of Karnataka. The second judgment, Unnikrishnan JP versus State of Andhra Pradesh. In these two cases, the Supreme Court held that a right to life and personal liberty includes within itself a right to education, fundamental right to education. In other words, the Supreme Court said, right to life and personal liberty under Article 21 includes within itself fundamental right to education. But in course of time, the Supreme Court said there can be fundamental right to education at the elementary level, but not at all the levels, because the state is limited by the financial resources at its disposal. So there was one more argument saying that by putting a restriction that all the kids must get educated only in English medium will also be a violation of Article 21. Article 21 says fundamental right to life and personal liberty, which in turn means fundamental right to education. Fundamental right to education even under mother tongue. So the argument is it is against Article 21. It is also against Article 21A. Article 21A. So these are all the arguments which are made by the petitioners before the Andhra Pradesh High Court. So compulsory English medium education, it is against Article 19 class 1 subclass G. It is against Article 30. It is against Article 350A. It is against Article 21. It is against Article 21A. It is also against the Right to Education Act 2009 under Section 29 Class 2 Class F, which says medium of instruction shall as far as practicable be in child's mother tongue. It is also against Rule 23 of Central Government under Right to Education Act 2009, because Rule 23 says it is only on the recommendation of an academic authority like SCERT that the government can come up with the medium of instruction as English medium, but this was not done. So all these arguments were made against compulsory English medium education before the Andhra Pradesh High Court. But the government says that there is one article in the Indian Constitution, Article 46. Article 46. This Article 46 says, Article 46, it is part of Directive Principles of State Policy. Article 46, it is part of Directive Principles of State Policy. According to Article 46, it is the duty of the Union Government as well as the State Government to take measures for promoting the educational and economic interests of weaker sections of the society. Article 46, which is a Directive Principle of State Policy, says that it is the duty of the Union and the State Governments to take measures for promoting the educational and economic interests of weaker sections of society. The weaker sections of society here includes both SCs and STs and even other backward classes. So by introducing compulsory English medium education in the government schools along with all other schools, government is making an effort in helping the weaker sections of the society. So the government says that it is implementing Article 46 of the Indian Constitution, which is a part of directive principle of state policy. So it is not against the Constitution. In fact, it is fulfilling the duty under Article 46, which is a directive principle of state policy. That's one more argument. And the counter argument made by the government is it is not against Section 29, Clause 2, Subclass F, where it is said that the medium of instruction at the level of elementary education according to Right to Education Act 2009 shall be, as far as practicable, must be in mother tongue. But when this is Section 29, Clause 2, Subclass F went before the Supreme Court for interpretation, the Supreme Court, the government says, the Supreme Court said Section 29, Clause 2, Subclass F is only directory, which means it is not compulsory for the states to follow. As far as practicable, they can follow. If there is a compelling reason for which they cannot follow, they have a discretion to make changes. So the argument of the government is it is not against Section 29, Clause 2, Subclass F. And these are the arguments. In addition to this, the government also very interestingly says, if there are kids who wanted education to be imparted in the mother tongue, the government says that in every mandal, we will provide one school with instruction in Telugu medium. But this is good, but Right to Education Act 2009 says, education shall be provided at the elementary level in the neighborhood. So this initiative by the government to give an option at the elementary level to be educated in the mother tongue at least in one school in the mandal will be against the Right to Education Act 2009. But the government also says, in case if there is a difficulty for the kid going to the school, that one school in the mandal, the government is willing to provide free transport. So it seems that this is a reasonable argument made by the government. This is a reasonable argument made by the government which can be accepted. And then the decision made by the Andhra Pradesh High Court, probably it will be challenged before the Supreme Court, and we have to see how the Supreme Court will decide in this particular matter. My submission will be, if the government makes a little change, saying that along with the English medium education, if there are kids who wanted medium of instruction to be in the mother tongue, that will also be made available. If this is the change which is to be made in the GO, then the constitutional validity of GOs before the Supreme Court will be obviously upheld. But the government feels that it will be a burden importing education at the elementary level in both media because it needs a lot of financial resources and also the teacher resources. So the government says one school per mandal. But whether that is acceptable to the Supreme Court, whether it will be in tune with the spirit of the Constitution and letter of the Constitution, this is yet to be seen. So this is the essence of the judgment of Andhra Pradesh High Court on compulsory English medium education. These are the arguments and counter arguments relating to the provisions of the Constitution, legal provisions, and also the position of the rules. Thank you. And we will discuss one more video on the judgment of the Andhra Pradesh High Court with respect to the removal of the State Election Commissioner. And this we will see in the next video. But friends, this topic will remain important for you because education is very specifically mentioned in the APPSC Group 1 syllabus, and it also has the potential to appear in the general essay paper. So please take note of this and try to be clear and be well informed about this particular topic. I have read the entire judgment of Andhra Pradesh High Court before I made this video. The judgment runs into 92 pages. I took the essence of the judgment and I have made it available to you. Most of you can't read the entire judgment. It will be painstaking, but I have done that job for you. Please make use of this video. Thank you.